I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is December 12th, Thursday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So I'm starting this late because I had a bunch of personal things going on. And so as the 500th video, I'm going to go over this video. I'm going to do some psychology conversations, and then we'll see what we do for the rest of the year. But yesterday, if you do watch yesterday's video, I was mentioning coming back in this area here. Go watch this video at this time marker, even mentioning that I see us pulling back into here. We ended up sealing that breakout trader level and then gapped up crazy right now. I was like, damn, that's a 100-point gap right there. Market's definitely on some bullshit. But as you can see, this retracement here to here, we reached that 0.5 standard deviation to the damn near to the tick. And then we just pushed down. So real tricky today. And this is a day that you want to lower your leverage. So for example, like in this trade, I'm going to mention, probably last time I even do this, but lower leverage here. You don't know what's going to happen. It's this time of the year, and uncertainty. You want to dial back your leverage. For me, this is still normal. For me, using this leverage is very comfortable. Like even when I take losses, it doesn't even phase me like a one bit, right? So you want to be comfortable in your leverage area. When I'm on 8 contracts, it's still kind of new for me, and it's still kind of tough, and I don't like taking the losses with that. But super comfortable with this. It's just like my go-to. But anyways, as you can see, when I do this swing projection here from here to here, this swing here, you can see that the 3.5 to 4 is right here. And then let me get into this on the 1 minute, but you'll see that we had the 8:30 data high, right? So 8:30 news popped up, and then we pretty much leveled a little bit of this liquidity, but we have some of this still to go. This is probably a dangling carrot. This is Asia and London's high, but anyways, they shot up and then just came down. It wasn't that serious, and then it tagged the opening week gap to the tick, right? And this was really suspect, right? But anyways, then we popped up and we were in control and stuck inside this imbalance. This imbalance right here is also a 5-minute imbalance. And when it's a 5-minute imbalance, it's really strong. So in the sense that we just couldn't break it, right? So in this scenario, like today, I'm looking for pretty much 2 moves in general speaking, but this was kind of choppy. But as I looked at this was move 1 and then move 2, right? So the dump and then the pump, right? And then the target here is obviously that data high. I mean, I'm very, very clear that I'm aiming for that 50% here and then that data high. Now, I did a great job of taking this out, obviously, because at the sense that you don't know if this is going to come a little bit lower. At this time when we were down here, we're pretty much what is today? Thursday. So we're not hitting Tuesday's high. We are bouncing off of the previous week's the current week's gap, but you still had a risk of that. So what I'm really trying to say is this: the structure, how I was afraid that it was possibly going to happen was and I look at it like this. I'm looking at the structure like this. Let's just put it this way here. So this could have been the lower high, and then we came down for a lower low. But see, I'm not involved in the market to even find out. That's why I'm taking that trade, what I took. And then what did we do? We just did this. But so this high to this low, you got your little simple structure of drives. You can see the drives, right? Then we raid here, right? Let me do this. Then we do a raid here, right? So then we do a raid here, and then what do we do? Well, then we come up 2 higher highs and 2 higher lows, right? Which if I was to move over, you'll see higher high, higher low, higher high, and then it fails. But see, this is the leg, and you just have a couple drives up, but it's still that structure. So I understand that and I see that, but I mean, I wasn't involved. So, but then what did they do? Then they came down for the lower high to the lower low. And what does that look like? Well, you can see it lower high, lower high, lower high. You can see it supporting itself. See that? And then finale, boom. I wasn't around. I don't know what happened there. What the fuck was that? That shit looks crazy. But so in general sense, the higher high to the real higher low would be then there. So you got two drives down is basically what I'm trying to say, right? And by doing that, they inched their way closer to now tapping that fucking high, and they sealed it. That's not a coincidence. I mean, and the strategy here is basically look at this, look at this. Oh, what a coincidence, right? So the strategy in itself, besides liquidity, besides inefficiencies which is imbalances, but speaking of breakout trader levels, I mean, dude, that in itself, it's like, who made the money? Where did the lazy traders make money, and who just made money? I mean, that right there, it takes you to where you need to go. It really does. So broke right through that, got right to it. But let's go back to this. So anyways, this was holding the price at 930, and I got chopped up a little bit here, and I was like, bro, and that's why I decided to just take one good trade, and I was like, man, fuck off. That's some personal things going on. But what is it? So I got this inversion imbalance here. We're kind of underneath it. It's very sloppy price action. But we couldn't break above this. Then 930 comes, and then it's like chopping around. We're still now inside of this imbalance right there, right? You see that. And we're tagging it, we're tagging it, and then we fall. So for me, this is trade one, down. All right, so we raid this liquidity, plus this fucking around. I tried to catch a couple of these, and I was like, dude, it just keeps fucking around. So I left it alone. Left, then, and I was like, and I told myself, I'm like, dude, just sell this. I'm like, sell this. But this is I can't do that. It's just very tough for me to do that, right? But I understood I had potential here, and I understood that that the 3.5 to the 4 was here. So I understood that. But same time, when this tagged that level like that, I was just like, okay, well, what if it doesn't come any lower? But I should have known that it would, and I just chose to just try to take the buys, took loss, no fine, no problem. But this is the model that I want to see anyway. I do want to see this raid, and then I want to see all this liquidity, and especially here, you see the reason why I didn't sell here also is because we had these equal highs, and I was like, man, come on. I was like, bro, they're really stepping it up. So I was like, dude, we're gonna come and rush for that at least. And my goal was really that data high plus the 50% of the opening range gap. Not the 0.5, this line here. That's a measurement from here to here. So that kind of played around. So I almost gave up. I damn near almost walked away, and then we got the rate. I was like, all right, cool, let's buy it. So as you can see, look at the 15 minutes candle, the bodies. See how they're staying right at that level? See, that's algorithmic right there, right? But I'm already this first candle already closed, and then the next one opened, it dipped down. Now I wasn't even going to take this buy at first, but then when it dipped down and it went right into that wick, I was like, oh yeah, thank you. About time, right? Something looks good, and it might look scary when it's happening, but I understood that we were on an oversold here, and I was like, all right, let's go. And this setup right here is just bread and butter for me. Like, you want to wait for a raid. Do you want to see liquidity built that hasn't been taken out? An opening range gap is even more beautiful. We're bullish. This right here is just as beautiful as it gets, and that's why I'm screenshotted to the dime right there. So and yeah, I could have done double leverage, but this is me being also responsible, right? Because I do know it could have came lower, but I was also very smart to take this out. So anyways, I'm talking way too much now. As you can see here, So this imbalance held, and so did that one, this 930. So we pushed down, we rated, we came up, it just started flying. I was like, yeah. Anyways, we came up, and then we used now this 930 as an inversion. You see it's dragged out. So when you get up here, you want to see this hold as support. You don't want it to come down automatically. Like if it came down later like it did, that's fine. But my goal is to while this leg is happening coming up, I don't want to see it come any lower. I don't want to see anything break in structure. And then so anyways, we push up, we retrace back, we're sitting in that bullish imbalance with the blue, and then we got it coupled with that 930 imbalance. Beautiful. And to end, well, I mean, to be honest, this is also in the picture too, but I'm not, that's overkill. I'm not going to do that right now. But this is all you need, right? So we get it, we're pushing up still, we're pushing up, and I'm just holding. Why am I holding? And this is, it looks scary, and at first you're just like, nah, man, you just got to follow it. And you got this inversion right here, this 1034 right here, holds. You got this 1041 here, holds right to the target, then gets to the 50%, and I was like, nah, I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for this fucking data high. So, and then from there, I don't expect it to go any higher. I don't care if it goes any higher. I trailed the stop and then I got stopped out, and I was like, I'm completely fine. Which I'll talk about psychology, but that's a quality that you have to have, dude. Like you just can't let these things come all the way back on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with the uncertainty of where we are as far as the time of the year and as far as the price action going, and you being able to see both sides of the market, man. So anyways, we get here, then we come down to an oversold. Look at this. This was beautiful. I actually did catch some of this. And then I was really done. But I was doing a couple things at the same time. But you see this nice divergence right here. We raid here, and look. And when they were doing it, I was like, you can't be that serious. You can't be that easy. Look at the gap. You see this gap in between 1018 and 1019? Look look at that. Look how we came right to it, dude. I was like, no way, bro. And then I took it for a scalp, actually. I took it to the overbought here, just to here, and then I got out. I was like, yeah, I'm straight. But and then let me see if I could do this. So we pop up, and then we use it as an inversion. This 1145. You want to see it hold if it's just going to push up for another leg. I'm not trying to find out though, because it could have easily fell down like it did here. But and then we just had this was just a higher low type of thing, and then made a higher high. And look at this. And they sweep this high here, and then they do this. They make these equal highs. They tag it with a little candle. Boom. Sell. But, the algorithm, well, the RSI will be nice sometimes, and it sometimes won't. Like, obviously, that wasn't helpful here. It was nice right here. And then it was nice up till here, but it was still bogus, right? They still had 4 more drives up or whatever. But you can use it in that sense, and when it's choppy. But then look at this. It works out nice here. Here it looks nice, but the real one was here. And did it make an extreme here? Yeah. I mean, can you use it for exits? Yeah. Entries, not so much. But then you can see, okay, back to sloppy here, right? But then look when it works, though, right? Like here, beautiful here. You have another divergence right here. Shoots all the way up, gets to an over. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The number one superpower you need to have is patience. I'm telling you right now, man, if you were to sit and be more patient, you will do much better in your trading. That was one of the biggest things I've ever struggled with. And this is kind of not worth mentioning, but you had higher highs here with Dow, and then you had lower highs here, and then that kind of pushes down. And then we were here. Nothing really helped us to push us up. I bought it in Harmony because everybody did make lower lows, so I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then we came up here, and then you could see that we had lower highs here with Dow, and then we had higher highs here, and they didn't, and this was an equal high really, but I think they took it up by a smidget. So anyways, lower high, nice divergence. That was the That was when I took the screenshot and got out. And then that push down. Look at that, man. That push down was sick. I had a fucking strong feeling they were going to do that, but I really thought they were going to keep going up. But the problem with this day is that it's a very high possibility that they do come down for another leg. So we had higher highs here, and then we had nice divergence, lower highs, and that pushes down. So let's look real quick. Dollar here is starting to push up, and that would make sense for us to make a leg down. But I don't know how they explain that 100-point gap. Look at Dow. Damn, bro. Super just, I mean, I guess you could say easy. Look at the 1 hour, dude. This is classic Dow right here. Lower low, lower high. Lower low. Take that lower high. Take that high out. It's a lower high. Comes down. Trend line. I mean, dude, trend line. Retail. As easy as it fucking gets. Jesus Christ. Yo, I'll be honest with you. This reminds me of the crash in 22. Not 22. 21. Wasn't it 21? 21, right? I can't even think anymore. Can't even remember. 21, right? No, yeah, 22. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 22. But that flow reminds me of that. I ain't gonna lie. But let me see here. So yeah, pushing down. They're yeah, nice big retracement. Dow moves. When that motherfucker want to go, it moves. That's for sure. So look at this oversold. Just literally probably gonna bing, probably bounce up soon. It's probably getting into this liquidity here, this breakout trading level here. If you put a fib here from here, this might be a long video, but I want to do it for the holidays, and then so we're gonna. That's definitely the range. And we're reaching a 61. So you got that imbalance here with that low right there. You'll see any breakout level traders. We're the breakout level right there for sure. Right there, a little imbalance in between there. Let's do body to body. Let's see what's happening there. Highest body. All right, and we're at the 61 now. Well, yeah, well, a hair, missing it by a hair. All right, or did we touch it? No, we're 20 points away. Anyways, so this makes sense here, and then resume back up. That's what I'm thinking. And then let's look at S&P real quick. And S&P made a lower high on CPI, and then they pushed down today, and they're here. So yeah, this is I don't know, man. And this is why I said I wasn't that interested. That's why I also dialed back on the leverage. It's like it's just like this year's over, bro. Again, we're gonna be able to find plenty of trades. So let me get into the important part of the video. But yeah, so this was common sense when I was mentioning this yesterday. Like, it's just common sense, right? Like the price is way up here, right? And breaking out through this area. I was circling this whole area. Actually, you can see it. Yeah, I was like this whole area. But and we came there. So now it's like, okay, where do you go from here? Well, the logic thing would be to go up and then wipe out those sellers. And dude, we got a 100-point gap, bro. That shit right there, man. I never seen a daily 100-point gap like that, and I don't really remember when I've seen a big ass gap like that. What does that mean for us? I mean, it could show big strength, or it could just really wipe everybody out, and then we push down to come lower. But I think the Santa rally is about to kick in. I think it already kicked in, but I think it's about to slowly up and higher high, higher low, more up for the rest of the year. I see about Christmas, about 25th, and then after that, dude, it's just gonna consolidate. So I could see that pushing up to the 25th, from now till the 25th, just higher high, higher low structure all the way up. Not all the way up. Let me rephrase it. Not all the way up or anything. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Let me just message this. So I have a very busy schedule this week and next week because I got my first cousin's getting married, family coming in town, and just a bunch of shit going on. So I'm gonna dial back. But anyways, logically come back to take these sellers out, and then probably take out these highs. But like the coming back here, the understandings of like just these retracements here, like just look at the program when we're buying. What do they do? Well, we're coming back, we dip into an imbalance and we take off. And on the way down, we make lower highs and then liquidity and we run it, right? And we have birdie days. That's why I like Nas, and it's just they're just so easy. If you go to forex or anything else, it's like, dude, that shit is just rough. But this is, to be honest with you, this is as easy as it gets, man. I mean, speakering, retracements back into just taking out some lows there, and then each day coming back to get to an imbalance, reversing to then get liquidity, coming back up to take out liquidity, coming back down to get to imbalances. I mean, like, that should be your program. Understand what the market you're in. But as far as the video goes, is what I want to talk about. Like, something that I when I was reading Mark Douglas's Trading in the Zone, it's a great book. I mean, some people don't like it, but I think it's great. Like, the big mistakes that we make in a daily basis, I would definitely say the number one mistake is going to be patience. You can write these down, as I'm not going to write it down, but if you want to take notes and write it down, this will definitely help you a lot in your video, in your trading. What is this? 21 minutes. So I would definitely say patience, because patience is the number one situation. Why? Because let's just say you wait. So you see all this funky ass price action. You just wait for the setup, right? Like when wait till you see something get upset. Like right now, when the price action's in here, you got the top side up here and you have the bottom side here. You're not really trying to do anything while you're in here. But then when it comes down below and it's like, oh, they just wiped them all out. Well, guess what? This is fucking screaming now opportunity. This is the setup. Okay, so people got fucked right here, right? People got trying to buy here. People got raided, right? So now it's like, okay, what's the setup? Well, I have a raid and I have a support here, which is at the time, so looky here on the 15-minute, we had this imbalance that we were playing with. And then guess what? We have that one underneath. But look how we kind of dip into it just a little bit, right? Why is that? Because they're able to reach here and get it accomplished without having to go really low, right? You know what I'm saying? For example, we were already in this imbalance, right? This 945 from yesterday, but and we stopped on the head on the top of the opening week gap. Opening week gap, right? But it's just sitting there. It's like, okay, that's cool and everything. That's a trade. That was a buy. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, but look what's underneath it. It's like, are you going to seal it? Because we know the algorithm wants to seal price. So, but look what's underneath it. It's this one. And this one's sitting here. And you're like, okay, well, there's two big fucking imbalances right there. You're probably going to dip into this one too. So when this is dipping in and I see that, and I'm not oversold, and I understand that we now have liquidity here, that's the setup. That's how you want to logically think. So if you sat on your hands and did nothing until you saw these things, well, these are opportunities right here. All right, then the price is going up here. Now, I'm not trying to buy here. I'm not trying to sell here. I need to see somebody else get upset. What is that? What is that? Right here. Well, if you have the opening range gap, you got 50%. But then look, we take out that high. And we come up and we take out the high. Guess what happens? Well, we're on overbought. It's a very high chance that this is an opportunity. Who got upset here? Well, no one really caught that, but it's a data high. Coming down to wipe out these buyers, especially these motherfuckers right here. Especially these late buyers. See, this is a shift in like, oh, well, we're going up, right? Like here they were scared. Oh yeah, I'm confident. Let's take it. breakout trader. Come out. Where does it come to? It takes care of all those late buyers. So by this taking out that high, this is a very obvious situation that can possibly happen. This is a good opportunity. This is a setup in itself. Rating liquidity and coming down to wipe out buyers. And I didn't say to hold it to here. I'm just saying 50% of that range, all right, or at least some of the late buyers with these equal lows right there. Take the fucking profit. Take the money, all right? And if you live this way, thinking with the, and so you had to wait till 10:12. I mentioned this yesterday in a video. Generally around 10:15 or 10:30, you'll see a reversal, right? Wherever it is. Look at this. Look what the time is, right? It's back tested. But okay, so anyways, now we're here, right? Now we're floating here. And trust me, this is not something I like. And you're like, oh man, what about this big amount? But look, I get it. I do get a signal here, and it's a raid with that gap. You got to look at these things. And then it's like, okay, well, this is probably a good opportunity. This is one of the only trades today that actually had a nice divergence on the indicator. Let's just say, I'm not saying that should be your model or whatever, but what if you just waited all day for this? Can you do that? Or you're itching to push the button, right? So that's the number one problem I used to have. So I'm pretty sure traders that are struggling are having that problem still today. I mean, even today, I still have that problem. So I'm not exempt from it, but I have a lot of experience on not to sit on my hands, to sit on my hands. But imagine if you just sat and you waited for this, or you waited for that, or you waited for that. And by the way, when I'm looking at price here, I'm also looking at it like, okay, that's move 1. I write it down on a piece of paper. Move 2, write it on a piece of paper. Now, is this move 2 going to continue, or is it going to move 3 going to happen? Okay, it's push down. That's move 3. Write it down. Now when I'm here, is move 3 going to continue, or is it going to be now move 4? Move 4. Okay, move 4 here. Is this, even when you're here, okay, this is move 4. Is move 4 going to stop, or is it going to continue? You're going to say, oh, well, what about that? It comes back. Well, look, it did keep going. So we'll just call that move 4. Where's move 5? You can't miss that. 5. And it ends up being the biggest fucking trade of the day. 5. 6. Up here. Down 7. Okay. So why am I saying that? Well, because I only want 2 or 3 at the max. And really, I just need 1. And I'm focusing on 1. And this is the setup for me. 1. And why am I done here? Because it's a fucking 11 o'clock. Price after 10:30 is garbage to me anyway. Why I don't want to work anymore. I need to stay in that window, and if I want to come back in the PM, fine. But I don't want to come back in the PM. To me, the PM is logically not smart either. Okay, but and this was nerve wracking in itself, right? So to keep things smooth, but write these down, because why am I saying that? Well, especially in ranging days, but look at the choppiness. Someone was selling here, it got screwed. Someone was buying here and it got screwed, right? So if that's the case, and we know that this price is constantly trying to shake people out, well, you use that to your benefit. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, man, and we left this dangling carrot. You had the midnight level with that. I was like, dude, I'm going to hold it for this. And I was like, you know what? No. Not only is it Thursday, right? But we have all this empty space down here. Be safe and take the fucking profit. So let's get into it. So top 10 mistakes in my opinion. Patience. Not having patience. I just went over that. If you just wait, sit on your hands, let the market move, and then when you see opportunities like these, your gut, trust your instinct. That's gonna be on the list. Number 2, besides patience, is trusting your instincts and your intuition. For me, that's a big one, because I mean, I trust my intuition, but then sometimes I don't, and when I don't, I'm really kicking myself for it. Another one, losing trades. That's why my stops are tight. I don't need um I don't need I don't need big stops. I don't need big stops. I have an invalidation point and that's it. Period. Actually, let's just go to this. Just like when I made this trade here. It dipped in. It got into this wick. Immediately, and I left the stop like this on purpose. If this price goes any lower than this, I'm not in the right trade. It needs to take off. Did it take off? Yeah, absolutely. That's why my stop loss is nice, right? I mean, it was just a hair lower first, and then I put it and I buttoned it up next to that because sometimes it'll want to reach that. But this is me. I'm not moving my stop anymore. I'm not making it wider. The trade is done. It's done. All right. You know, you're not going to keep that trade. So another issue is getting stuck in bias. I think that's a big one. I still struggle with that as much, but I over the years I have learned to be more flexible. I'm able to shift and pivot, and then just like when we were buying all this time, when we were buying all the way since fucking down here, people were talking about the crash and selling, and I'm like, no, man, no. I'm gonna go with the flow. We're bullish. We're gonna keep buying. So we've been doing a great job coming up. I'm not over here on some conspiracy theorist rant talking about the market's gonna crash right now. It's like, no, dude, you don't need to do that. Like let this bitch keep going. Well, why not? You don't want it to fucking. You don't need it to sell for what? But getting stuck in bias, that was an issue. I used to struggle with that. We all struggle with that. But being able to be flexible is now going into my number 4 or whatever number I'm on. Is you want to make sure that if you are in the wrong direction, if you're losing trades, if you're losing, then it's going the other way. You have to be able to shift and say, stop. I'm not saying you got to keep continuing trading, but if you are, the best way to handle it is just go the other way. It's like you keep trying to catch these. Like, where is an example here? Let's just say you tried to buy here, right? And you try to keep going. It's a bad example, but you get stopped out, and then the stop out, and then it comes down again. It's like, well, dude, switch the loss and catch the lower highs coming down. Right. So as an example, I'm just giving, but, like here, it's like if you were trying to keep buying this, like, okay, cool. We got into this imbalance and this is support. Maybe you thought this was it, or even this one right here. See this oversold right here, this one right here. And this, you're like, oh, it rated liquidity. I'm going to buy it. All right. But like you constantly saw the flow coming and then you just keep losing. So let's just say you take a buy here and then you lose and it raids you. Well, again, you are reminded that you're wrong. Okay, so now the price pushes up here. You're underneath the 930 open. Would you sell this? This is a beautiful sell right here. That's algorithmic right there. Look at that. Right? You already have a lower low and a lower high. You're thinking, oh, well, what if this is that? And you're trying to create some structure that's crazy. Sell. So, because now you understand that this is probably this and the imbalance below. Because look, when we came with that extra leg, we came now into this imbalance more thorough, more, But anyways, the point of the point of what I'm saying is go the other way. You're losing, change directions. You got to be able to change directions if you're wrong, and that's kind of coincides with not getting stuck with your bias. What's another one? Revenge trading. Obviously, now when you're wrong and you're looking at your P&L, you want to sit here and constantly take so many trades. You start over leveraging, and that's part of revenge trading. Over leveraging is one and all in itself. I mean, dude, don't start over leveraging. It's account suicide. So dial back the risk. Just dial back. You want to be patient and be comfortable, and you start revenge trading, dude, and it's just a wrap, bro. So how do you stop revenge trading? You know that there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fucking 6, 7 moves. Maybe it's only 3 moves, but it's happening every day. So instead of revenge trading, you have patience. You sit there and wait for the next move that will change your fucking life. I don't know how else I can tell you that. Next one. Yeah, obviously when you're reversing your position and you're going the other way, if you clearly seeing it going the other way and you're revenge trading and you're just still trying to catch these tops, it's like, bro, it's buying. Okay, it's buying, right? Not pulling the trigger. Obviously, that's if you're fearful and you don't know what you're doing. That was my first problem in the beginning. I couldn't even push the button because I thought I just couldn't be wrong. I didn't want to be wrong, and I spent months not pushing the button. I was too afraid to fucking push the button. So you gotta pull triggers, dude. Like when this wick came right in there, I didn't have a problem pushing that button. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make this simple. Yeah, and then after that, I'll say stuff like, not following your rules, whatever trading system you have, not following your rules is a big deal. Like I almost didn't take this because it didn't have a divergence right here. But at the same speaking, I know we just rated and I understood where we were here, and I was in a 3.5 to 4. I mean, I had everything that I needed, right? I didn't have to have a divergence. That's like the icing on the cake for me, technically. But it was in this wick. But just making sure that you follow your rules. You have your what is your model? To me, this is my model right here, in a nutshell. Like raid, have liquidity there, inefficiency above or liquidity, especially with some type of gap here, and then coming for it, right? Data highs, that's a model all in itself with the data high part. Forget everything else I just said, but the data high itself, and then just, that in itself is a model. But what else? I think I don't want to talk anymore, but ask these questions when you're starting your day. Like what kind, where are we in the market? Are we bullish? Don't forget what you're actually doing. Like when we were here, and you're like, well, if you started, I don't know what time zone you're in, but it's like, okay, well, the retracement back to here was this it's a fucking eyesore, right? So, but when you get here, where you remember what's the market? What market am I in? I'm in a bullish market, and that's why we're going to be going up here. So, like if you're like, oh, we're coming for here, or come over here, it's like, okay, no, you know what I'm saying? That's too soon. Like it's just too soon for today. I'm speaking about. So what is the state of the market? What's the volatility? And the volatility, if it's ranging, I love ranging days, I really do. But if you can understand it, you're in a ranging day, then you're attacking the problem of figuring out the market differently, right? What's your leverage? What kind of equity are you going to be using in this type of environment as well? Are you dialing back? Blah blah blah. What's the system that you're trading for this type of market? In this situation, it's not a birdie day. It's a ranging day where we're tracing back, and like all these things are I'm sure you are aware of, but you ask these questions to yourself. And what's the risk that you're willing to be, amount to lose in the day before you are invalidated of keeping trading? Look at that shit, and look at this shit. Not only did they gap, and then they're still going. That's some bogus ass shit, bruh. I think this has something to do with maybe the 24-hour trading coming. It's going to be interesting, man. They're going to try to take away this opening range gap from us, man. And these gaps, I don't know. It's going to be. I think because everyone's kind of understanding how to trade more now. I think that's why they're doing it. It's going to be hard to navigate. But if you took away all these gaps, guess what? The structures and the understanding with the imbalances is still there, so we'll be fine. But I think I've talked too much. I hope this helps. I hope you don't feel guilt or shame when you lose, feeling inadequate. Like, man, I can't do this. I suck. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. Blah blah blah. Like, you're gonna go through that. I felt like that a lot, man. So I understand. But you have to. I think the biggest, how to trade. I mean, now, like when you see some opportunities. I think the biggest boost for anyone is the patience. Because we know what to look for, but we're not really good on waiting for these fucking setups. Like, for example, this is at 10:15. When's the next setup happening? It's happening 45 minutes later, maybe almost an hour. And then guess when the next setup's happening? Another hour. Again, when's the next setup happening? Another hour. Damn near hour and a half. Right? What's that, 12? Yeah, lunch. And then hour and 20 minutes. When's the next one happening? Fucking end of the day. But the point is that this mentality, if you now sit on your hands and you sit like a sniper in a forest, we are snipers in a forest. We're waiting for the deer to move into our area. If we have to wait hours for it, that's okay. We're just sitting there waiting, and when it fucking comes, we pull that trigger, dude, and you're gonna get profit. Very, very, very simple. And you don't need to hit the home runs. If you want to go for liquidity, take liquidity. If you want to take minor liquidity, take minor liquidity, which is closer. If you want to just reach an imbalance, reach an imbalance. Let's put it this way: you want to quit your jobs, right? And you want to make $5, $10, $20,000 a day, but you don't even make $1,000 a day, right? So what if I was to tell you that you're gonna have to wait until you see that one setup? You have to wait 2 hours sitting on your ass. But when that moment happens, you're gonna take that trade and you're gonna make $1,000 every single day. Are you able to wait that long every day and not take all these other trades? Only one trade, you're only taking a good one, right? Because you know it's gonna expose itself. It's gonna expose itself. All right. If you just let it fucking expose itself. Right? And if you just took that trade and you took $1,000, that's $200,000 a year. If you did $2,000 in that trade and you may do that daily, that's $400,000 a year. Are you able to be happy with $200,000 to $400,000 a year? Absolutely. But we're all over here trying to rush, be impatient, hit 10, 20,000. I'm hitting $50,000 trades, and I was starting to forget the value of money. Like it's nothing. And that's not how you do it. You have to be humble, and you have to remember $1,000 is $1,000 man. See what I'm saying? So anyways, I hope this all helps, man. Didn't mean to talk your ear off, but this is the 500 video, so this is all you need. You want to replay this, listen to while you're in the gym, put it back. But this is more like also for motivation. And to understand that, hey man, if you really want to win, dude, you got to do these things because you will fail. And it'll just be years later and you just be wasting more time and no one wants to go through that. And imagine your future self is going to look back and be like, dude, all I had to fucking do was do that from the beginning, right? But on your journey, you have to go through these things. You have to. There's no other way around it. So memory is what's key, which is what? Memorizing what to do and what not to do. That's why I do these videos every day. That's the exact reason why I do these videos every day. For everybody to remember. Because every day you're gonna be, your instinct's gonna know. So yeah, and then NVIDIA looks like it's turning back around. So we'll see. I think that Santa rally is gonna work again from now to the 25th, bro. That's the lick right there. That buying from right now to the 25th, and after that we start this whole thing all over again. So I don't know if I'm gonna be making videos. I'd like to though. I might, but I want to just make them shorter, and I don't want to show trades. I just want to just do some reviews, just go over it like healthy practice, and it just keeps refreshing, like sharpening your knife. But I wish you all good holiday and good trading here, and good luck here. Take care. God bless.